Today on Mike Attempts, replacing a tractor battery box. It's time for this corroded battery box and knotted up rubber strap to go. Start by removing the 2 bolts at the front. Next, remove the 3 bolts at the back, 1 to the left of the air cleaner and 2 to the right. I loosened one of the solenoid nuts before removing the positive battery cable, but it would have been easier if the solenoid wasn't loose. I removed the wire from the center post of the solenoid so I would have better access to the nut securing the positive battery cable. Once the battery cable is off, remove the nuts holding the solenoid to the back of the battery box. I was trying to save time by not removing the air cleaner, but it would have been a lot easier without it in the way. Remove the final nut from the rear side of the battery box and it should be free to pull out from the front. It looks like the old battery box has been repaired a few times. It's also missing the hole for the front battery hold-down bolt and the hook on the bottom where the governor compensating spring would attach. The new box is all painted up and ready to go. Here's the spring hook I was talking about. The throttle friction disc spring washer has seen better days, so I figured I should replace it and the missing governor compensating spring while the battery box was out. I removed the top piece of the friction disc and cleaned everything up. Here's the old spring washer and the replacement. Don't over-tighten the spring washer nut. You only want it tight enough to prevent the throttle lever from drifting back towards idle when the tractor is running. Here's the new governor compensating spring. One end of the spring connects to the friction disc, but unlike shown, you'll actually want to flip it around so the hook is at the bottom. Otherwise, the spring will catch on the spring washer nut when you move the throttle. Slide in the new box and insert the 2 front bolts. My old battery cables were too long and looked a little rough, so I decided to replace them too. The new spring was too tight to pull by hand, so I grabbed the closest thing in an attempt to pull it over the hook on the bottom of the battery box. Not surprisingly, that didn't go well, so I decided to use a proper tool. Reinstall all the nuts and bolts on the back and reconnect all the wires to the solenoid. Did I mention that it would have been easier without the air cleaner in the way? Pop the battery back in, and here's the new hold down to replace the rubber strap. The rear hold down bolt fit fine, but no matter what angle I tried, I couldn't get the longer front bolt to line up. The rear bolt has much sharper bends. The front bolt needs some adjustment. So I slapped it in the vise and bent it a bit more. Ah, that's better. This hold down was meant for a 6-volt battery, and I don't like how close it is to the terminals. So I picked up a couple rubber washers and enlarged the holes so they would fit down over the terminals. This should prevent the battery cable connectors from shorting out against the hold down. And I'm happy with how it turned out. Let's start it up and make sure I reconnected everything properly. See the description below for the parts I used. Feel free to rate this video, add your comments and questions below, and subscribe for more.